The sport of rodeo can be a confronting spectacle. Cowboys pitted against grunting, bucking and kicking wild horses or giant ferocious bulls. So when children as young as 4 get legged onto a wild beast, you'd expect their parents to be more than a little anxious. Surprisingly, that's not the case at a rodeo in southern New South Wales. The kids are not only the headline acts, most are aiming to make the big time on the professional rodeo circuit.
If you've ever wondered what it's like to sit on the back of a wild bucking animal, doing its darndest to throw you off, the next few short, sharp seconds will give you some idea. Rodeo is among the most primal of sports. Man versus wild beast, rider versus renegade, in a pulsating contest of grit and skill.
It's that conquering the beast and conquering your fear, you know. It's scary to do.
What happened there?
Yeah, no, when I come off, the horse stood on me, so anyway, you get that.
It's addictive. You get adrenaline, and once you felt a feeling like it, you want more. You keep coming back for it.
It's rodeo time in Grong Grong, and the little town is also abuzz.
It is now the biggest event in Grong Grong. Grong Grong's not a very big place either, though, but I mean, yeah, it's the #1 show. Grong Grong's on the Newell Highway, 20 k's out of Narrandera and about 110 from West Wyalong. And we're not far from the Murrumbidgee River here in the southern part of the Riverina.
Organiser Mick Batchelor runs a stock transport business. He used to ride bulls on the rodeo circuit. Nowadays, he spends a lot of time carting them around the country.
Yeah, we've always based this rodeo on looking after the kids. Because we're such a small committee and small rodeo and it's hard to find sponsorship, it's hard to go against the bigger rodeos. Like we've got the Narrandera Rodeo just 20k up the road and we're in the same shire and we do all our shopping in there.
I suspect this isn't the last one we'll see him either.
So Grong Grong Rodeo, just over a decade old, has hitched its fortunes to youth.
It's probably the only rodeo that's running professional rodeo that's put on all these junior events on, and so he's doing a big thing for the juniors, and that's what it's all about, all our future cowboys, and that's where they're starting from.
Cowboys don't come much smaller than this. Jack McQualter-White is only 4 years old. While most of his preschool buddies are still on the rocking horse, he's getting on real live and lively animals.
Think you better take a bow there, Jack.
And he just wants to be like the big cowboy?
Yeah, just like his dad, just wants to be like them, wants to do it. So
Look at the smile on his face.
they love it, and they come away with a feeling of achievement. Like he won't sleep tonight telling us about his big bull ride. They don't put them in any situations that they could ever get hurt.
Do you think there'd be city parents, particularly watching this, horrified to think that, you know, little 4-year-olds are getting legged onto wild bucking horses and animals?
I would think there would, but as you can see, like the littler ones, you get hold of them and that, you know, there is a risk there, I suppose, but not really. Like you got a hold of a 4-year-old with one hand, you can sort of pluck them off and you know, it's not safe, but it's pretty safe, yeah.
My little boy yesterday, laying in bed, he said, "Dad, did you hold me?" I said, "No, mate, I held the tail." Well, of course I held him. You know, I didn't do a very good job, but I held him. But it's all that self-belief. When they get on it, if it's trotting around the arena, they think it's bucking. They think they're riding chainsaw, and we tell them they're riding chainsaw.
The bull chainsaw was the most fearsome to ever snort, cavort and contort its way around an Australian rodeo ring.
One chainsaw.
But if rodeo's appeal still eludes you, it may help to examine the sport's origins.
To the size of this young cowboy, ladies and gentlemen.
What is it about the sport that is so enticing?
Well, it all goes back to, you know, the early days of ringers and drovers, you know, getting on tight horses in the morning and what have you, and it started from there, and it's a thing from the bush, and how good a man could ride a bucking horse. And then, of course, they've started as a contest. I can remember as a kid the tent shows that used to come around and that. The Gill brothers and what have you had the tent shows, and the whole town would come.
Good family sport, something the whole family can get into, and pretty country orientated, like just working with stock.
And you were a bit sore from before? We saw you have a spill before.
Yeah, tough. But that's all part of it. It's just the ultimate rush. The ultimate rush. You couldn't get no better.
Andrew McQualter-White is called a pickup man. When the mandatory bell sounds at 8 seconds for the adults and 6 seconds for the juniors, he and his superbly trained horse pluck the rider to safety on horseback. His pickup work is something of a metaphor for his own life. For about 10 years, he's been picking up kids who've had a rocky ride through life.
It's funny, they seem to find me. There's no ads ran or anything like that, but we seem to find kids come along, and not so much underprivileged, but probably didn't fit society or something, you know. They were looking for something else, and they've gone on and done wonderful things, and we've had a lot of Australian titles and like junior titles and stuff. It's been pretty rewarding, and I see the kids here today. There's kids here today that have you know, unofficially but been at that place and lived it some time, and yeah, I see them all over Australia, and it's pretty wonderful. We've actually got 2 little Aboriginal kids that live with us now. They were out in the Kimberley country, and with a few problems in town, their father decided to take them bush again, and a disadvantage of that is that they didn't have any schooling, so they're a little bit behind.
You come from the Kimberley, so in Derby, and so did you go to school up there and that?
Yeah, not as much, because we had to keep moving up and down, so, yeah.
And that would have been pretty tough, was it, when you're back home?
Yeah. Yeah.
A friendship between the father and I, we arranged for them to come and go to school with us in our town, and so it's been very successful, and they've taken the bull by the horns.
Sally Malay, shoot number 1.
So well, in fact, that 13-year-old Sally Malay, after less than a year in the sport, is being touted as a future Australian champion.
Yeah, he's got the heart there, but he's just got natural talent. He's definitely going to go a long way, yeah.
20 years of rodeoing, I've never been anywhere and had a place where a kid can come along and get on 6 different events, do 6 different events. Yeah, he's running from one end of the arena to the other, and it was quite successful. Like, you can't always win all the events because you might not draw the stock, but you just do what you can do on the ones you get, and it was a really good lesson in life. We'd been practising all week roping and teaching what we call to 2-swing it. You do 2 swings and let it go, and as it turned out, the cattle were really fast, and he had to use what we practised all week, so it was a really good lesson, and that's how he won the breakaway roping.
This is the Kimberley Cowboy. He's come a long way to be here today.
And he got it on his 3rd saddle bronc horse, and as Jack the contractor said, this one won't buck, and of course it went out and bucked like anything, and he scored 70 points on his 3rd ever saddle bronc. Yeah, and he placed in a couple of other events, but he did really well. So it was a good lesson to him that he put the work in, and he reaped the rewards.
Not including a stray hoof to the face.
And does that ever worry you that it's dangerous on a horse at times? Is it?
Yeah, sometimes when I see someone get hurt, then yeah, it made me a bit scared. Yeah, I just not think about it and just get on.
And natural talent there too, obviously.
Oh, unbelievable. The 2 of them, they've been the most natural kids I've ever seen.
Sally Malay even drew a Shetland by the name of Vegemite, though this year the pony didn't live up to its fearsome reputation.
He was good, yeah, and wasn't barking hard enough for me, yeah.
Grong Grong's emphasis on youth even extends to the stock contractors. Troy Fitzpatrick has struggled at school. He's far more at home in the stockyard.
And I only want to be a rodeo contractor and have a bit of fun.
And you're 14 now, so this is your long-term goal, is to be a full-time rodeo stock contractor.
Yeah. I want it. Yeah, I want it all. I want trucks, bulls, horses. Yeah.
It's a hard old road, but that's what he wants to do.
The best bucking horses are known as outlaws or renegades. For many, rodeo is their salvation. All of these horses are here because of their ability to buck, and if not for that quality, they would have gone to the meatworks long ago.
Most of our horses that come along are spoiled horses. Come out of a pony club or they're horses that's played up with jockeys and things like that, and they're heading for the meatworks. And when they come with us, well, they get a good life. We drench them, we look after them, and we love them.
Some, like Coco the Shetland, who failed to fire in the ring, still get a reprieve.
Gives them another chance, turn them into riding horses for kids, so we're actually their third chance. There was a bucking horse that didn't make it. So, yeah, it's a good thing.
They're looked after terrifically. I'd rather be the horse than the rider.
Okay, Darcy Murray, the cowboy, nice and gay, gets Harley out into the arena with the size of this big, strong bucket horse, ladies and gentlemen, and he's going to turn it on for the young cowboy. Young cowboy decides he'll just step off right about there.
Darcy, a little bit slippery for you, that one?
Yeah, just a tad, mate.
When did you lose it? Just too strong a horse?
Yeah, a bit big, bit clever, ducking and diving.
It's a bucket horse, Rocky. Out into the big arena.
You might have a few kids or something with a bit of attitude or something and not going anywhere, but you give them a purpose, like get them on a steer or a bull or something, and change their attitude a bit and smarten their act up a bit and do them good.
Well done, man.
Yeah, and the adrenaline rush that you see some of the little kids get when they jump off their pony and throw their hands in the air and they're on top of the world.
Just have a look at the size of some of these young cowboys and cowgirls, ladies and gentlemen. They started 4 years old and they go up.
Yeah, mate. 3 ice cream, buckle. There you go. Nice pretty buckle. Hey, don't go anywhere yet. Is it ribbon?
The Kimberley cowboy, Sally Malay, got his first real taste of success